a prophet that interpreted the Quran better than whatever you and I can do, has interpreted it clearly. That even a dirham, if it is as small as a kobo of riba, is haram. 0.00001% of riba is haram. And we have to take note of that one. As I said, we have a lot of riba windows that are opened. And they continue to open riba windows for you, for me. May Allah preserve us. But we have to be vigilant and we need to be informed. And that is what I think a gathering like this, one of the purposes that it should serve, to enlighten, to inform people. I will make quick references to some of the most popular windows of riba that you may not realize are riba. People do call me and ask me questions. Treasury bill. A lot of Muslims are into that, investing in treasury bills. And they believe it's okay. It's okay. It's not haram. It is haram. TB or treasury bill, usually issued by central banks all over the world, is haram. But do you know why people do not realize treasury bill is riba, is interest? Treasury bill has a twin brother. His twin brother, a lot of people will know this is haram. The twin brother of treasury bill is what we call bond, B-O-N-D, or bonds in plural. Bond means if a company or a government is in need of money, it will tell you, give me an amount of money and I will issue certificate for you. You give me 1 million, I will issue you 1 million bond certificate, and attached to it is an interest payable, either usually periodically, after 33 months, 6 months. So if you paid 100 million to buy 100 million bond certificate, yes, it will be 100 million on the certificate, but added to it is the percentage. They will call it your profit, your return. So, but as I said, you are not bothered about what they are going to use the money for. Unlike that branch manager that had to go to farm to see that they are really farming. Because he knows, according to the golden rule of Sharia, if that farm should run into losses, they cannot escape that. And that is why they have to take seriously what they are doing. Because al-ghunmu bil-ghurmi, wherever you are going to derive an amount of profit, you must also be prepared to be liable for any amount of loss if it occurs. Unless if it is as a result of negligence of the other party, then it bears it completely. That's another topic entirely. But as I was saying, treasury bill, bond is clear, unless a Muslim that want to deceive him or herself. Bond is haram because it's like giving a loan to a government or to a corporate entity and agreeing that you will pay my money back. Bond is usually longer in time than treasury bill. It's maybe even for 20 years. It will be certainly repaid. They will repay you. But before then, they will be paying you periodically, what they call coupon rates. They will be paying you return of 5%, 16%, 10%, as the case may be. That's straightforward riba. That's the door of riba. Now they have opened a window of riba in the name of treasury bill. How does it work? Let me use the same example. 1 million naira, not bond now, TB, treasury bill, to be issued by a central bank, for example. It will be sold to you at discounts. The certificate is, somebody is saying, please, Prof, talk about commercial paper too. We don't have time, but since I've mentioned that, I would use this as an example on some of the windows of riba. Now, as I was saying, treasury bill of 1 million naira will also be written clearly 1 million naira. But by the time you are paying for it, you are buying it, you don't pay 1 million. They will sell it to you at discount. That's how treasury bill works in the world, all over the world. You pay 900,000 naira, and you get TB of 1 million. Now, by the time it will be repaid, you will show your certificate and look at what is written. What is written is 1 million, but you know you paid 900,000. In the Sharia language, it's very clear. You have loaned them 900,000 with an arrangement that it will be repaid in 1 million naira. So the 100,000 naira increase is the riba in it. So that's a window. A lot of Muslims are jumping through that window unknowingly today, but you have known, and it's your responsibility to desist from so doing. Again, I'm telling you, be informed, seek information. There are many halal opportunities as alternatives to TB and others that will not land you into any problem with your creator. I'm afraid we are running out of time. You still want a question and answer. And I must be sincere with you. I've just covered 50% of what I plan to talk about. So let me quickly, somebody mentioned commercial paper. Okay, since you have mentioned it, it's another window. It's another window of riba. Commercial paper is also traded at discount. When you worked for someone, he issued for you commercial paper, or you bought commercial paper of 1 million. Let's continue to use 1 million for clarity's sake. And it will mature in, let's say, March, 3 months to come. But you need money in December or in January. You can take it back to them. They will discount it for you. They will discount 1 million naira certificate, commercial paper for you at 900, at 950,000. If you look at what I said earlier on, in the Sharia language, it's giving 900 to take 1 million. Simple as that. So, and so many other examples. One other window of riba that is very common in our society is when people tell you, we are investing your money, just give us money. And every month you will be getting 20,000. Every month you'll be getting 50,000. Any guaranteed return, any guaranteed profit, no matter what happens, that's riba. That's what the Quran says clearly. وَحَلَّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْعَ وَحَرَّمَ الرِّبَى. It's trading that Allah allowed you to do, not riba. Trading is what you don't know. Whether 10,000 will become 11 or it will reduce to 9. That is trade. That is business. But once you can guarantee that, don't worry, whatever happens, you get 50,000 every month. You get 20,000 every month. That's riba. Is another window to riba. And that is what happened in the so-called Ponzi scheme, MMM. The latest is P6, CBEX, that Nigerians, unfortunately, lost billions of naira to fraudsters. And we forewarned them, but they didn't care. They didn't listen. Because people promised them, once you give us this every day, they will be paying you. They will be paying you. Do you think they are foolish? They are not. But that's aside. Of the 3 elements that I said, we just mentioned one. The first one, if you have not forgotten, riba. The second one is garar. Garar means excessive uncertainty. It's what can nullify any business. Another prohibited element. You must be clear of what you are buying, of what you are selling, the price you are paying, when you are paying. Sharia does not allow uncertainty in any of these areas. You cannot say, okay, I will sell, okay, we will trade in this. I will pay a handsome fee. Handsome fee must be defined, though. Because what is handsome fee in your perspective may be different from my perspective. So that nullifies the trade, any uncertainty. In the olden days, they will give an example of somebody selling birds in the sky. That this here space belongs to me and my family. So any bird that flies in this space, I want to sell it. Whether you'll be able to catch, how many are you going to catch of those birds? You don't know, and you bought, you sold. That's uncertainty, excessive one. And it's not allowed in Sharia. You cannot say, okay, I will sell you one of my vehicles. Even you, this investment company, you have to be careful. You cannot say, okay, we are selling one of our vehicles, and you have 10 vehicles. You have 3, 4 vehicles. You have to identify what you are selling in models, in color, in type, and so on and so forth. So number 3 prohibited element is gambling or gambling-related activities, al-maisir. Again, whether through the door or through the window. It's like riba. They are opening a lot of windows to gambling activities today that people may not realize it. Let me tell you one thing, because you said your primary area of investment, this organization, is to buy shares, stocks. When you buy stocks, when you sell shares, there's no problem in that one, as long as the shares of that company is halal. Please take note of that one. Buying shares means you are becoming partners in such a business activity. You cannot partner with people doing haram. You shouldn't go to buy shares of a brewery, shares of any illicit activity from the Sharia perspective. Share of a Riba-based bank, an interest-based bank, is haram. But let us assume you have bought shares of cement company, sugar company. Sugar is halal, cement is halal. You still need to take care or take note of what happens in the stock exchange. Ask people, they will tell you. Most of what they do at the stock exchange today is not trading in real shares. It's trading in what we call derivatives of those shares. Or they will call it CFD, contract for difference. CFD, contract for difference. What is contract for difference? It means Mr. A will come to the market. I want to buy so amount, define it, of stock of shares. And Mr. B will say, I want to sell so. But they will have prices, different prices. I'm looking for the price to go up. That is why I want to buy, so that I'll be able to sell. They call it going long, going short. I want to go long because I believe the price will rise. You also believe from your own study of the market that the price is actually going to fall. I don't know what I'm saying. So you know what you are saying. I don't know. So you would like to go short. You want to sell. Now, neither I nor you, we don't own shares, any shares. We don't own any stocks. What matters to us is on the settlement date, we'll set a settlement date and look at the price, the reality on that day. I have projected that the price will rise. You have projected that the price will fall. It will happen. One of the two will happen. If what I projected comes to play, it means I've won. Then I don't need any shares, buying any share or giving you any share. I will just calculate the difference. The price then was 10,000, is now 11,000, and we have sold and bought 1,000 shares. So 1,000 times 1,000 naira, then you give me. That is contract for difference. That is not halal. That is pure gambling. It's pure gambling. And any gambling or gambling-related activities is not allowed in Sharia. Well, okay, let me stop at that and give you some of the information that I think is necessary. I said information is power. Some of the halal investment opportunities that are available in Nigeria today, I will quickly mention them because of time. Sukuk. Sukuk is an alternative to bond, to an alternative to treasury bills. The same way that government will come to market and say, give me money and I will issue certificate for you and I will pay you interest. Government of Nigeria has agreed, just like many other countries in the world, UK and others, to now say, okay, there's a Sharia way of doing that, that people who believe in halal investment can also benefit. That is what Sukuk means. They will come to the market. But Sukuk, as I told you, is a halal investment. Remember the characteristics, the features of halal investment. Who can remind us of any one of them? Because of time, let me do that for you. It is developmental. It is developmental. That is why no sukuk, no government can come to the market and say, using the money for, like the FGS sukuk in Nigeria, they told us we are using it for road construction. And you don't see the road being constructed. When you go outside Nigeria, Malaysia, UAE, Saudi Arabia, you see wonder, people using sukuk to build factories, to build airports, seaports, so many beautiful things they are using sukuk to build. It is developmental, and it's a win-win situation. Government will get what it wants. You as an investor will get something that you will be comfortable being halal to get as your profit. So sukuk is one example. And I must tell you, we have different. I've told you FGN sukuk, that is the most popular. It's based on Ijara, that is less risky. of all the types because it's based on rent, and the rent is usually almost guaranteed once the subject matter is not destroyed. But we have other ones that may give you higher return with higher risk. We have what we call Mudaraba Sukuk. Especially banks are going into that now. Taj Bank, a Nigerian bank, issued last month additional Tier 1 Mudaraba Sukuk to make up, to prepare itself for the new regime of capital base of banks, recapitalization. And wonderfully, it got more than what it wanted to even get in the market. It got much people oversubscribed. Let me leak that secret to you. Another bank is also coming very soon to issue additional Tier 1 Mudaraba Sukuk. That is the alternative bank, a member of Sterling Holdings. I remember the last in Lagos by my good brother, Dr. Bashir Oshodi. He hosted me in a very beautiful apartment, very beautiful, serene environment. And he told me, Prof, you know, we built this place with Sukuk. So that is what is happening in the investment. There are many. So that is one. Another one is Sharia compliant stocks. Please, when you are investing in stocks and shares, as I've told you, be careful. It must be a company that is doing what is halal. You can't go and buy shares of any company that is doing haram. It's not allowed. You cannot join people doing what is prohibited and say, I'm just buying their shares. You have become their partners. And when you buy shares of companies that apparently are not into haram business, cement company, sugar company, petrochemical company, and so on and so forth, you also need to take note of something. All these companies, sometimes they do haram. Their line of business is not haram, but sometimes, most times, they do haram. They borrow money and pay interest, or they lend money and they charge interest. So that's another problem. But scholars have devised a way out of that through what we call income purification. The best thing, the ideal thing, is to look for 100% halal companies to invest in their share. But if you can't find them in the world today, they are very rare, they are very scarce. To find a company that will not in any way deal with haram, at least be borrowing and paying interest. So what scholars have devised as a way out is that, look, we can accommodate that under the rule of necessity, but your income from that one must be purified. How do you do that? You look at the financial statement of such a company with two lenses, with two parameters. The first parameter is to look at the capitalization, the market capitalization of such a company. If it's a company of $1 billion, 1 billion naira, then all what it engaged in haram here and there throughout the year doesn't amount to 20-30% or not beyond 20-30%. That could be condoned for necessity. That is the first parameter. Then you look at the financial statements too. Ask accountant to help you if you can't do that. To look at the income. What income did they generate from haram activities? It must never be more than 10%. Because in Sharia ruling, whatever is negligible for necessity reasons, we can accommodate them if we can find alternative. And that is what scholars are telling us. Now, that income of either 5%, 6% must be purified. Whenever they give you your shares, your return at the end of the year, you must take out that percentage of haram and give it to charitable causes. That is what you do to purify. If you are to invest in those companies that are not 100% halal, but are not engaging in majority haram activities. That's why we said must be less than 30%. Whatever they do that is haram compared to the total market capitalization. And whatever is income must not be beyond 10% and must be purified. And luckily, all over the world today, in Dow Jones, in financial, every stock exchange in the world, in US, in UK, in Japan, there is what we call Sharia Screening Committee. Sharia Screening Committee. And in Nigeria, Luckily, Lotus Capital has also championed that some years back, that it needs to be supported and encouraged by screening companies to say the figure that I've just given you, they will be the one to look at it for you and issue certificate that you can invest in so companies. We have looked at their financial statement. We can assure you that what they are doing minimally is haram, not majority of what they do is haram. So you have to go into that. You can go into startup or existing businesses through Mudaraba, Musharaka, Mutanakisa. You can go into real estate through what we call istisna. You can go into agri or agro-allied businesses, investment through what we call salam. We cannot just go through all that because of our time. But I believe this is a beginning. You will also have to consult scholars that are close to you in your different places of residence or work so that you'll be properly guided. And finally, I also promise you to tell you of some of the opportunities, halal investment opportunities, that are even supported by the government of the Federation. Yes, that's an advantage for you and I to key into. Do you know that your pension today, pension fund, through pension commission, PENCOM, that is the regulatory body for our pension. All of us will work for either government or corporate entities. Now, what they call contributory pension that started around 2004 thereabout allows me and you to be contributing part of our income before we retire. And there are custodians of those funds that are allowed to invest them on our behalf. What was discovered years back is that they were investing indiscriminately. Whether you want halal, you want haram, they didn't care. Now, government, through PENCOM, has mandated every pension administrator, pension fund administrator, to have a special fund known as Fund 6. Fund 6. They have different funds. Fund 1, Fund 2, Fund 3, Fund 4. But Fund 6 is the halal investment. Today, you can go to, you don't even need to go to them. You can do it on your app, on your mobile phone. I did that from the comfort of my house, my home. You can ask them to change you. If you found yourself to be on Fund 1, Fund 2, Fund 3 that are not halal, you ask them to change you free of charge. They must not even charge you any amount of money to move your own pension contribution to Fund 6 that shall only be invested in halal businesses. That is possible today in Nigeria. Another good news, investment opportunity that is halal and supported by the government of the nation. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, whether we like it or not, especially those of us that are working for government, we must contribute part of our salary to National Housing Fund. It's a must. We don't have a choice. I think 2% or thereabout. They take every month. And it will accumulate. It will accumulate. But if you are mindful of you are a good Muslim, you won't be able to access the fund because the fund is being run based on interest. Another good news, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has also come to reality that in other climes, even in the Western world, they are asking people, what is your choice? Do you want haram or halal? Nigeria has also keyed into that by saying, okay, we will also give an opportunity for people that want to use their NHF contributions in a way that is Sharia compliant. In fact, I can confirm to you that recently we approved for them as a consultant to CBN. We approved for them a Sharia team that will oversee what they call rent to own, not just giving you money and charging interest. It will begin by rent. You'll be paying gradually until you become the owner of that house in a regulated Sharia way. The same thing goes with Nexim Bank, Nigeria Export Import Bank. It's also giving money to people, but all based on interest. Today, I'm also happy to announce to you that Nexim has also agreed to open a non-interest window for interested Nigerians, or ethically minded Nigerians to go through that window. The same thing with Bank of Industry has a window. Others are in the pipeline. We are work is ongoing on some others. I know I participated in a meeting not quite long ago, organized by Ministry of Finance Incorporated, MOFI, which is also an avenue that the government is using to help Nigerians to give them loans. But they are also looking at that angle of introducing a non-interest will generate profit but not interest. That is by the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, MOFI. Also in the pipeline is that of Bank of Agriculture for those that are in agricultural. And of course, the non-interest banks that you all know, they are also supported. If they are not supported by government, they cannot work, they cannot operate. And also takaful insurance companies. We have all in Nigeria today, we have about 5 insurance companies that are purely halal. We have equal number or more in the banking sector that are non-interest or Sharia compliant banks. So these are some of the halal investment opportunities that are even supported by the government of Nigeria. And we are happy to hear that. It's a very good development. That is how a civilized world, that is the trend today. That is the way everybody is going. You don't force people to eat whatever is available. That's what they have been doing in Nigeria, and it's not helpful for all of us. What is being done all over the world is to ask people, let's sit on a round table. What's your preference? What's your choice? Now, let me conclude by telling you this story. What brought about introduction of Islamic Bank in Britain? It was because of a governor of Central Bank, Sir E.D. George. I think he's late now. He was governor 20, 30 years ago of Bank of England. They call themselves Bank of England. Their own Bank of England, not Central Bank, but the same Central Bank. When he was just a junior staff member of the Bank of England, he said he had a neighbor, a female, a Muslim, that he observed that everybody was into a mortgage. That's the practice in the Western world, to enter into mortgage to become a house owner. But this woman refused. So it could continue to be a tenant. And he said he approached her, what's wrong with you? Everybody mortgage. You want to remain till you die as a tenant? And he said the woman responded by saying, I also want, but there is no opportunity, no advice, no, they are not giving me what I will key into because I'm a Muslim. And what they are doing is prohibited in my faith, in my religion. He said, why? What? Tell me, what is that? Okay, he said, well, but you are just a junior staff in the bank. He said, maybe in future, and Allah answered the prayer of that woman. That, okay, if you become a senior member of that bank, you can tell them there is a way of doing mortgage that will be Sharia compliant, that Muslim population in the UK will be happy to key into. And look at the man that is very sincere. Years later, he became the governor of the Bank of England, and he was the one who engineered the introduction of Islamic banking and finance into the entire UK. So what we are witnessing in Nigeria today is not strange, it's not an aberration, it's a step that we ought to have taken long time ago. But it's better late than never. So we thank Almighty Allah and we ask him for more of his blessings. And thank you very much. I don't know whether we are still going to have question and answer session. I told Professor Raji I'm having another lecture immediately after this one. So what do you want us to do? I wouldn't like to disappoint them.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for that very thought-provoking and very educative lecture. Yes, you said you had another engagement, and I want to crave your indulgence. Can we harvest the questions and get them across to you at a future date so that we have the benefit of the question and answer session?
No problem. All right. Let's stay our lives. And thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All right, sir. Thank you, everyone. Chairman, sir. Hello, sir. Dr. Yemi, sir. All right, well, our lecture has gone because of another engagement. He had actually told us he couldn't make it beyond 10 o'clock, and he's been magnanimous enough to give us 10 extra minutes. I'm sure we've all learned a lot from his lecture. I just want to give a few highlights of what he talked about, just in 2-3 minutes. He reminded us that Africa contributes less than 6% of the world's GDP, gross domestic product, and that Nigeria is currently the fourth biggest economy in Africa. And if you put that beside the fact that every fifth Black person is a Nigerian, it shows that we're not anywhere near what we can actually contribute. He also talked about halal investment being something that is important for all of us as Muslims to key into, and that there's light at the end of the tunnel because there are a lot of halal investment opportunities that are opening up at present. He classified them as an MSME and reminded us that MSMEs are companies or enterprises that have less than 500 million as turnover. So DOM is still classified as MSME because I'm very, very sure that our turnover is much, much less than 500 million. He talked about the principles of halal investments and emphasized three main principles. One, the investment must be ethical, it must be equitable, which means it must be just and fair, and then it should be developmental in nature. It's not just money changing hands, but it must provide goods or services to make sure that is the only way to fulfill that the criteria of an investment being halal. He talked about opportunities in the country that they are not halal, but some people may be misguided and assume that these opportunities are permissible. And an example is the government bonds. That is not permissible for us to engage in as Muslims. He also talked about the investments that are halal, that are available for us in the country. And the examples he gave included the sukuk, talked about Lotus Capital and how they help to screen companies to certify that these companies that we're investing in are largely halal. It also talked about startups, real estate, and all that. And he gave us information about some federal government initiatives that help us to ensure that we don't go foul of our religion and the laws of Allah. For example, the pension fund administration, where we can actually go to them and elect to move our funds into Fund 6 to ensure that whatever our funds are invested in are halal purposes. They also talked about the Federal Mortgage Bank having a window through the National Housing Fund where you can have Sharia compliant housing in which you have a rent-to-own sort of system. He also mentioned the Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, Nexim Bank, and Takaful Insurance as things that we need to think about looking into for having a halal option of investing our monies. So that's briefly what we have discussed. The chairman got logged out. I'm not sure he's back on. Dr. Yemi, are you back on now?
Assalamu alaikum, I'm back now.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So I just gave a brief recap of the highlights of Professor Laru's lecture. We have a lot of hands that are up. I'm not sure if you can take the questions now. I've appealed to him to allow us to send him the questions at a later date so that I can respond to them, and he has agreed to do that. So do we have the questions from the hands up now so we can forward them to him? We have some also in the chat box, which is going to try and have it. Mr. Gold, please help me have the questions in the chat box. Thank you, sir.
And then I just want to also confirm, thank you very much, Haja. Thank you very much. I was actually logged out, and I want to sincerely appreciate every one of us that has participated in this meeting. I was receiving calls from people that were unable to attend, and I mistakenly just took one call. And that was how I was logged out throughout, and I couldn't enter again. But Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So I just want to confirm that Mr. Gold, are you on?
I'm with you, sir.
Very good. So I just want to confirm that this is recorded and it is available on that YouTube channel fully.
Affirmative.
Thank you very much. So, I mean, for those of our friends that missed it, our members that missed it, they can actually view the full lecture on Mr. Gold's platform, and it will be made available subsequently so that we can actually access it. So what I would like to, if there are any questions related to our institution, we can take them. Hajia, when are we supposed to start the AGM? 10:30?
Yes, 10:30.
Okay. So if there are
10:30,
questions
10:30.
about our company, we will answer that. If there are questions about the topic that was presented by our teacher, we will direct all of those questions to them. So I think you can now handle, if there are any questions related to our company, please.
What do you say? How to get all these questions?
There's some hands that are up. I'm not
Okay.
sure what category of questions they have, but maybe we can just ask them to speak to it. Mr.
Okay.
Nii, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question? Mr. Nii.
Okay, maybe we'll move to Mr. Akim. If Mr. Akim, I think that's the next.
There's a question in the chat box, says which key areas we invest in. And I'm sorry, the AGM is actually supposed to start was supposed to have started 6 minutes ago, actually.
Oh,
so
6 minutes ago.
Yes.
Okay.
So we really need to wrap this up.
So what we will do is please kindly send all of your questions too, and include your email, telephone number, and we'll get the answers across to you. I sincerely appreciate all of you for attending, and I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it serve as a seed that will grow such that we will have even institutions that are far better than our own. I think one thing that is inspiring out of all this is that I recall when we started, people said 50 people cannot work together. They will not understand themselves. They will not be able to go along. Some people will drop along the way. 50 of us are together up till today. It has cemented our relationship. It has raised our feeling of dignity as Muslims. We raise our shoulders high. That time when we started, I'm not sure we have as many, I'm not sure we had any professors at that time. But now we don't have less than 20 of us that are now professors. People in other areas who are not in academic have also gone very far. You understand? So we thank Allah for it. May Allah be with all of you. We thank you sincerely for being a part of this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah.
Jazakumullah khair.
Okay, some questions are here without an email. Mr. Adebayo Aziz, that's about how he can become a part of the organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put my email now.
Okay. Please put your email so that we can respond. Thank you. For Dome members, the link to join the Dome AGM has been sent on the WhatsApp platform. Kindly join. This link is going to be inactive in the next 1 or 2 minutes. Thank you very much. All right. Yes, I put. Okay. Mr. Gold, I think we can transition to the AGM now. Can we end this meeting and start off the next meeting, the AGM proper? Thank you very much. And thank you once again, everyone, for joining. Jazakumullah khairan.
The peak was 13 viewers. Peak, right? Okay. We'll see. It's still streaming. Yeah. There's this one just needs to be recorded. Can you record it without streaming it? Can you record without streaming? Okay, you don't want to stream, just record. Yeah. Yes, you just press record. That's
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So, alhamdulillah. Professor Raji.
Yes, sir.
Hello, John.
Jazakillahu khaira.
Alhamdulillah, sir.
Thank you so much for pulling this off.
We didn't realize
may Allah
so many people had challenges joining. Yeah.
Yes.
I think the meeting only had space for 100 people.
Yes.
I didn't realize that until when people started sending me messages that they were not able to join.
Okay. So next time, what we should do, like Mr. Gold has rightly done, is to ensure that there's a YouTube channel where people can actually watch it virtually. So once we're having public meeting, a YouTube channel should be provided. So that once people are unable to join that, they will just go and join the YouTube channel. In fact, it will even be preferable if we provide a YouTube channel. You understand, generally. Thank you very much, Mr. Gold. We've had you. It's been recorded. Okay, so I think our quorum is supposed to be 10 or so. Or is it 15? So
Mr. Gold, can you help us project the program, please? Selimat, are you online with us?
She's not here yet.
She's not yet here. She was on the lecture.
One.
Let me send a personal. Let me send a personal link to her.
Okay. Aja Alima, salamu alaikum. Dr. Okeshina, salamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Please, if you have any one of us that has another phone, can someone call on the platform of our company, the WhatsApp platform, just to call people's attention?
Sadibo is on the call. He's not been letting. Mr. Gold, can you please
let people in?
Yes.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hajia, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
Long time. Shala afia lewa.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Adúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run ọba ele.
Eku 3 years. To hear your voice.
Well done for everything. Allah reward you abundantly.
Allah. This is a beautiful way. I mean, for me, I feel so happy. 20 years on, we're all still together. And I mean, if we are not going to meet anytime, at least once in a year, there will be a time when we will meet.
Inshallah.
Wallahi, kola oba kuba fal barkasi. Ko je ko ju ba se ngberu e lo. Ko de gba lesson lọ́wọ́ wa. What can we do to
get members
to come and attend you?
Let me exit and make the call, and then I join back in. Hello.